Hello, my name is Ejiro Amos Tafiri. I'm a fashion designer, the creative director of the women's wear brand Ejiro Amos Tafiri. You're watching Nigezie Extreme. My name is Ejiro Amos Tafiri. I grew up in Lagos State. I was born in Lagos, raised in Lagos. Primary school, I've been a boarding house student all my life. So I went to primary school, Mayflower Junior School, Ikeneremo. Secondary school, Queen's College, Yaba, Lagos. Tertiary education, Yaba Tech. Studied fashion and clothing construction. And now I run a fashion brand. How did fashion start for me? I discovered fashion in secondary school. But right from primary school, growing up, my grandma was a seamstress. So I've always been around the sewing machine and clothes. And so I picked an interest right from primary school. But never anything serious because I always knew I was supposed to become a medical doctor. So somewhere in my secondary school, SS1, I decided to change courses from agric, vocational courses from agric to clothing and textile because I just wanted to have more fun and get an A1 doing that. And so I went to the clothing and textile class and we went for an excursion at Yaba Tech fashion section. And that's how I found out there was a course called fashion designing and it combined everything I loved. And I knew from that day going forward I was going to become a fashion designer. And now this was in the 90s. It was a very difficult news to break to anybody, not my classmates, not my teachers, or most importantly, my parents and my family. So it took some guts and courage to tell them 3 years down the line when I was writing JAM that I wanted to fit in fashion. I love my challenges because I don't view life from a challenges point of view. But if I must recollect and then say them, it would be first and foremost convincing my parents that I knew what I was getting myself into. As a teenager, deciding to do fashion in a world where everyone called it being a tailor. Nobody saw it as a profession, what going into. It was for no-do-wells. And I was a straight A student, science student, who had promised of going to study medicine. So it was really a tough one to navigate through. My parents, my friends, it was tough studying fashion because no one accepted me and I just felt like a loner. But then I was very sure that I was doing the right thing. And fast forward to, so even studying it, general acceptance in school, other students at home, in church, that was mentally challenging. And then finishing fashion and going into work, I won't say that was challenging. That was okay and easy because we had few fashion houses and you just send out your CV. It was almost guaranteed that you get a job if you knew what you were doing. So I never really stayed at home jobless or looking for something to do. Once I looked for a job, I always found one. And then working was fun, but it wasn't like regular work, like maybe working at a bank or something. I had regular hours, but because I wanted more out of life and I was so inquisitive, I would work over time and work till midnight, attending to clients at 3 a.m., 2 a.m., and, working on collections, making sure they meet up with the date to travel and all of that. It was exciting for me. I won't call it challenging. Like, that wouldn't be the word I would use. I would say it was really exciting. And then starting out my business, deciding to go all in really quickly after 3 years. 3 years after I graduated, I had worked for 3 years, 1 year NYC, 2 years after. And I decided to, you know what? I'm ready to go start out on my own. And that was because I knew I wouldn't really get any promotion. I was at the height that was available within the fashion industry to work for somebody else. And I just wanted to see growth. So I resigned, left my comfortable job, apartment on the island, vehicle and driver, and decided to move back to my parents' place at Ikoton and turn my bedroom into my office. After moving back home with nothing but 40,000 naira in my account, and I knew I wanted to have my business and I knew the kind of business I wanted to build. Like I said, I don't see challenges, but then just for the sake of the question, just so that people know that it wasn't necessarily a smooth ride. And so I worked, started out as my own tailor, pattern drafter, marketer, researcher, everything for like the first 2 months before I hired a tailor. And so it's not been like a smooth sailing road, but it was something I preempted. I knew it would be tough. I knew it would be difficult. Thank God for the schools I had gone to. I went to Mayflower, the proprietor will always, Taisha Larry will say, may your way be rough. And some people will go, oh, God forbid. And it's like, your road is not rough. How are you going to succeed? So for me, I know success comes with difficult times and I'm mentally prepared for it. And so it doesn't seem difficult. And so growing the business, it was about acceptance, making the brand known and all of that. But strategically planning, executing those plans, failing sometimes, working through it, growing, eventually hit your goals. And that's how I've been able to grow my business, my brand, and succeed at business. I'm unique because of what I bring to the table. Number one, my creative abilities. Number two, the way I position my business, my brand, our services, our products, what we intend to achieve. And that's what's unique about us. The Ejiro, Amos, Tafiri factor, the fact that we are, warm, polite, kind, all-inclusive. We know the women we are catering to. We know we're catering to HNIs. We know we're catering to a woman who is comfortable in her skin and knows her place in the world and is going somewhere. All of that comes to bear in our designs, in the way we present our business, in the way we sell our services and products, and then people come to us for that, and I believe that's what makes us unique. What does it take to be a fashion designer? Tutelage. It's the same thing it takes to do any other profession. Knowledge. So you have to be, and sometimes, especially for creative design, fashion designers, proper fashion designers, you're usually born with a gift of creativity, and then you hone that gift by going to school, learning about the trade, interning and bettering your skills, and then, working up the ladder. That's what it should take to become a professional designer. But I know now that SMEs is something that everyone's talking about, entrepreneurship, and then entry level for fashion is really slim, just in the sewing machine, and then know how to sew, know how to cut. Well, that's fine, but if you want to be excellent and if you want to stand out, you should take it a bit further. You cannot be a doctor without going to school to learn it. You can't be an engineer without learning it. Even roadside mechanics do internships, they do tutelage. So it's a proper profession and should be studied and learned. I already said I was supposed to become a medical doctor, so I guess I will be doing just about anything. Could have been medicine, engineering, architecture, farming. These are things that I love. I really like to eat fish. Salad is my best food. I like my sleep. Two more. I'm a tomboy. I guess that could be inferred. I'm a tomboy. I like to hang out with guys. Most of my best friends are men. And number five. What would it be? I love my church. I love to be in church. Like, that's my favorite place in the whole world. My best place is at the altar. What do I think about the fashion industry in Nigeria at the moment? I think it has really grown leaps and bounds from year 2000 when I started doing fashion. I entered fashion school in 2001. So it has really, the landscape has changed. It has grown. There is a lot of respect and acceptance of fashion designers and the fashion industry right now. More Nigerians who more comfortably wear Nigerian-made clothes, especially celebrities and HNIs. Before, on the red carpet, you only hear foreign designers. Now you almost only hear local designers. The economical value of the fashion industry has majorly grown. But then with all this growth, I would just hope and suppose that we can sustain it, and that would be with education, knowledge, so that we can harness it like other fashion world powers like China, Turkey, And even Algeria, Egypt, Mauritius, these are countries that are big on production and so fashion in those countries, without having so many known fashion designers, they have huge viable fashion industry that actually produces garments in tons and can clothe the nation. Nigeria still heavily imports almost everything in the fashion industry. We import our fabrics, threads, fasteners, everything. We don't have any garment production factory. A lot of top designers that sell multiples within Nigeria produce in China, in Turkey. So there's a lot of noise, and it's good noise, positive noise maybe. But we need it to become much more than that, become a proper industrialized industry, and then we will be at the promised land on our way to glory.